Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a match between Solar and ByuN from Cheesadelphia, the final. Cheesadelphia is an excellent organization and tournament held in Philadelphia every single year. Maybe one day I need to go there. Anyway, bottom left-hand corner, we have ByuN, the Korean Terran player, and at the top right, we have Solar, the Red Zerg player. All right, so a TVZ here for your Wednesday. Hope everything is going well for you. Hit that like button if you're excited for a TVZ featuring Solar and ByuN. And I'm not entirely sure why you're here if you're not excited for a TVZ featuring Solar and ByuN. You clicked on the video, right? 16, 18, 17 here from Solar. Looks like a 1-Rax expand timing here from ByuN. All is well here on Oxide. That's right, guitar. It's a good day, isn't it? Yep. 18 extractor, 17 pool. Bam! There we go. I have this opening down. It's been pretty darn standard for a very long time. Let's see if he makes a Reaper. ByuN has problems with his wrists, so yeah, there's a Marine. Okay, so let's see if Solar will just make maybe one set of Lings instead of two. I don't know. We will see. We'll see what his response is. I mean, basically, he doesn't know that it's not a Reaper, right? That it's a Marine, but players who play against ByuN know about his wrist problems, know about him not making a Reaper like maybe 80% of the time. And we'll see. No, 4 Lings. 4 Lings, 2 Queens. We're going to play it like it's a Reaper, dang it. That's all we're going to do. Maybe send some Lings across the map, try to do some stuff here, but nah, I don't think so. I mean, ByuN is going pretty greedy, too. He went 1 Marine into a reactor, into a factory. His army value is entirely this one lonely dude sitting on the top of this vista, looking out across the natural base and hoping Lings don't show up. But I mean, that's why he SCV scouted. He checked the hatchery timing and knew it wasn't a pool first play. These Lings are, wow, it's going to take you a while to knock down this 2,000 HP rock pile, but I bless you on your journey, Zerglings, that's for sure. Alright, so far it's going to be Marines. It's going to be a Hellion, maybe more. Starport coming in here too. What's nice about this build is it gives you so much flexibility. You get one of each of these buildings. Then you can go for a battle cruiser, you can go Banshee, you can go Liberator, you can go into a double medevac Marine drop. It really, at this point of the game, is where you pretty much decided what you're going to do. But before this, you're pretty flexible, honestly. Did you give up on these rocks? You guys, you only got through 400 HP of the 2,000. Come on. What's your deal? So the thing about Solar is he's kind of amazing at these smaller events. Like, he's won several Africa World events against top-tier talent. But he's so very rarely able to get into the final, final 4, final 8 of a premier tournament. Like, usually an online tournament, except for 2020 and 2021 because of the pandemic that's going on. But yeah, usually if it's like a Dream Hack or, if it's a Katowice, something like that, it's very rare for him to make it all the way to a round of 8. He usually flames out a little bit before then. But in these smaller offline tournaments, he'll beat good players. He'll beat players like ByuN, right? He'll beat players like Stats. He'll do some really good stuff that he just can't replicate when it really, really matters. And I wonder if it's a matter of nerves or what. So it is a 1 base, 4 minute medevac drop here. I don't know if we're ready for this. Oh man, full unload. That is exactly what ByuN wants. Once he has all his Marines on the ground, that's when it gets dicey. The Lings are jumping in, and a Queen is here too. All right, so Queen DPS plus the tanking is pretty nice. ByuN decides to get out. He killed a tumor. Not exactly what he wanted there. He did go for some Hellion attacks on the left side, but Queen ready to defend that as well. And so far, Solar's done fine. Done great here. It is Cloak Banshee on the follow-up. And an Armory, too. This could be like a Banshee Marine Hellbat style attack. Oh, this Overlord's just careless. Like, there's Marines. You can just wander across the map like that. I guess if he made it up onto this high ground, he could have been safe. Could have maybe made it. Creep Tumor Toss not being protected by these Queens at all. and therefore it dies. See, you could have saved it. I don't think he had vision. I don't think he knew where it was. This Overlord is like, hey, what are we doing? What's a third CC coming up? So, I mean, yeah, it is. It's Hellbat Marine here. Queen's pretty good against all of this. Ooh, the Banshee in the mix, too. Problematic. The Lings are trying to engage, trying to come around from the backside. The Queens are microing to within an inch of their lives here. Can Solar hold this? Man, if you can't hold this and ByuN's also taking a third base behind it, that is really bad for Solar. Transfuse is coming up. You really need to kill these Hellbats. They are the problem. Okay, so 2 Hellbats go down. The split's pretty amazing. Baneling getting connection on those Marines. Don't have the upgrades, unfortunately, to kill the Marines outright on one hit, but that's okay. This is a pretty touch-and-go scenario right now. I don't know. I really don't know who's going to come out on top here. It's, again, the fact that ByuN is taking a third behind it means this is pretty much it. So he is, looks like he's at least pulling back and repositioning. Whether he's going home, I don't know. But definitely Baneling's in production here from Solar, and third base just about done from ByuN. So he doesn't have any reinforcements. Like, he really has no way to make this harder. Double-cloaked Banshee, though, they have an interest in that. So they're going to go for the main while this attack on the left side comes in. This is good. Again, ByuN's so good at the multi-pronged attacks. Hey, 1 queen? Probably not enough. Pull back in range of the Spore, though. Get that one really injured Banshee, and this gets a lot easier all of a sudden. It's just the Banshees, too. That left side attack is not actually accomplishing anything. Oh! Queen wanders out of whatever. Oh, man, 8 drones down. Pretty bad. Could be worse. Could be worse. 9 kills on that. 6 kills on that one. So 15 kills on those Banshees. This left side attack never actually accomplished anything. I feel like they could have wandered over, but I guess that's what these Lings and these Banes are for. See, the fact that there's 2 Banshees here means you can actually kill this. If it's 1 Banshee, it's not enough DPS to kill it while it's building, and if it's 2, it is. Yep, not getting rid of this 1 Banshee really, really hurts Solar here. Where'd that third base land? Here it is. There's your third base from ByuN. And this might just be death for Solar. Never got a 4th base up, lost a lot of drones. Income advantage here is favoring Solar a little bit at the moment. But army value is 51 to 40. And if a Terran has a bigger army value than the Zerg, it's generally a bad thing. Alright, well, yep, Queen's getting focused down here. Baneling's trying to jump on. ByuN's Marine Micro is some of the greatest in the world, I say, as he absorbs a hit. Oh my gosh, these Banshees, though. These Banshees, though, putting in serious work on the other side. It's just Queens remaining. There are 24 Lings in production and 3 Mutalisks. Is it enough? I think that third base might go down. The Mutas are like, we don't like directly engaging with Marines, but by golly. No, not enough. ByuN takes the win in game number 1 of our sneaky twofer. Very nicely done there. Yeah, I mean, it was honestly just the early attack did enough damage. Obviously, denying that 4th base was huge. The number of drones that got killed is 15 in only 8 minutes, which is brutal. And then getting his own third base behind it. Just absolutely a fantastic display from ByuN. The Marine Micro here, too. Just, you know, stutter stepping all over the place here. Did end up losing 13 Marines, but overall, resources lost were 5,800 to 1,600. Brutal. Brutal for game number 1 of our sneaky twofer. So let's move on in to game number 2 of our sneaky twofer. And we'll see who comes out on top in this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, I promise. All right, game 2 of our sneaky twofer here on Submarine. A map that is Terran favored, so maybe it's going to be a 2-0. ByuN, top left-hand corner, it is. ByuN, bottom right, we've got Solar. So the problem is this little spot right here. It's a good place to put tanks because they can't be surrounded and it covers this area. And I don't know. Let's see how Solar handles this. He knows about this. This is a good tank position. This is a good tank position. This is a good tank position. It's just a lot of good tank positions here for Terrans. So, anyway, happy Wednesday. Hope you're surviving. Hope you're thriving. And that's a 16, 18, 17. Finish up my taxes, which are kind of complicated because I have a day job and this YouTube channel and the other YouTube channel and Patreon and all that stuff. Whew. Anyway. Overlord scouting out. Overlord scouting out. And yeah, 16, 18, 17. This is what Zergs do unless they're doing a 12 pool. So either it's a 12 pool or it's a macro play. I don't think there's anything in between at this point in the meta. All right, ByuN, what you gonna do? Oh my gosh, he made a Reaper. Threw off everything. Okay, hold on a second. I have a Reaper name. It's been ready to go, but I keep casting ByuN games, and it's like, ugh, this list is not going down. All right, so the Reaper's name, we'll wait until he moves out. But see what the SCV is doing? See, Terran players, this is what you gotta do. You gotta send the SCV out about the same time you start your Reaper. So you know whether it was a hatch first play or whether it was a pool first play. If it was a pool first play, keep your Reaper at home. If it was a hatch first play, you're good. Send the Reaper, you're gonna have a good time with it, all right? All right, glad we're on the same page with that. This Reaper's name is Rodney Dangerfield. When I was a kid, I got no respect. The time I was kidnapped, the kidnapper sent my parents a note. They said, we want $5,000 or you'll see your kid again. My wife had her driver's test the other day. She got 8 out of 10. The other 2 guys jumped clear. My psychiatrist told me I'm going crazy. I told him, if you don't mind, I'd like a second opinion. And he said, all right, you're ugly too. Yeah, that's Rodney Dangerfield for you. Very, very popular comic. Not so much anymore. Is he dead? I actually don't know. Rodney Dangerfield alive. I'm going to ask the Google machine real quick. Is he going to get... Ooh. Turns into a spore to stay alive. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Is Rodney Dangerfield alive?
No. Rodney Dangerfield died at age 82 on October 5th, 2004. The place of death is Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center, Los Angeles, California.
Wow. Thanks, Google. You know everything. All right, cool. So Rodney Dangerfield has died, and there you go. He dies right there, too. After getting no kills, but did force a spore out, so that's fine. All right, cool. So Hellion pressure on the follow-up, Tech Lab on our barracks, and a starport. So everything going according to plan here in our TVZ third base from Solar coming up. Right timing for him, too. And all is well, I think, for both players. I think ByuN was able to get enough harassment done to feel pretty good about himself with that Reaper. Solar feels pretty good about not losing anything. And this is like if you if you showed this game to somebody and said, all right, who are these players? It'd be really impossible to tell. Like, this is just everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. Creep tumor down. That changed, that patch where they gave creep tumors a light designation so they take bonus damage from Hellions. Super good. It was supposed to make it so it was easier for Adepts to creep clear, but Terran was like, yes. Yes, thank you. Ooh, look who's going. Look, Banshee. And look who scouted this. This is a beautiful Overlord scout, by the way. This is just... Overlord's going to die, but sees exactly what's going on. I mean, it could kind of maybe be a battle cruiser, but see, the Tech Lab's running, and so that's probably not the case. Yeah, Banshee on the way, and guess what? We're going to throw up some safety spores. We've got a lair coming in for Overseers eventually. And here comes another Hellion Banshee style attack. No armory this time, so just Hellions. And a third base coming up in about 4 minutes from ByuN. So trying to kill Solar fast here at Cheesadelphia is ByuN. I'll put some information about Cheesadelphia in the description if you want to go to next year's, maybe plan it. I'm serious. I should go. These events that are in the U.S., there aren't many of them. Cheesadelphia, obviously, there's sometimes the DreamHack Austin, which I could probably get to, obviously, because that's in the U.S. We'll see. We'll see how 2021 goes. If we can get the vaccination out to enough people, then we can get rid of this lockdown thing. I actually saw a report that maybe we're going to be able to get enough herd immunity by April. And they're actually planning on allowing fans at March Madness, which is the big college basketball tournament every year in the U.S. So that was one of the first events to cancel having fans. So having that one back would be a huge indicator we're doing all right. Anyway, Banshee, kapew, kapew, getting some stuff done. This Banshee doing some work. Probably gonna die. Yep, that Banshee's down. This Banshee doing all right for herself. She's got 4 total kills, but she's out as well. And the Hellions getting into the third base. My gosh. ByuN is just picking Solar apart today. 12 drones killed in the first 5 minutes is brutal. It is death on a stick. Look, it's a Spire, though. How do we feel about Spire against this? Just Marine tank? I mean, as I usually say, Muta's not that great against Marines. But hey, Baneling speed coming in. Mutaling Bane. Boy, it's been a while, I feel like, since I've cast a Mutaling Bane replay on the channel. I guess we'll see it. Usually Widow Mines are kind of the answer to this, but I guess in the past we have seen Raynor attempt it. We've obviously seen Scarlet do it. We've seen Serral do it too from time to time. It's not an every time strategy, which makes this good. This is interesting, right? We don't see a lot of Mutaling Bane. It's a super old strategy. I mean, it basically dates back to the early days of Wings of Liberty, and the Mutaling stuff dates back all the way to Brood War. So this concept of making Mutalisks and Lings and Banelings, they're all very fast. They're all very squishy. They complement each other pretty well. Just because they can keep up with each other when they're running around. Like, not many things can keep pace with Lings or Mutalisks, but they keep pace with each other fairly well. However, ByuN's like, alright, before you get your army up, let's come in here and murder you before you get anything going. So Mutalisks in production, Banelings in production. Centrifugal Hooks is 5 seconds away from completion. See these tank positions? Brutal! Terrible tank positions for everybody. Oh, 3 Mutalisks. But man, just jumping on top of this. Okay, Solar skyrocketing an army supply just in the last couple seconds there. And the counterattack appears to be real all of a sudden. It is 65 to 43 army supply. It's even on worker count, which is pretty good for ByuN. The fact he's on 3 bases to effectively 3 bases. Solar's 4th is not done yet. And again, Marines with good splits can handle Banelings. They can handle the Lings. They can handle the Mutalisks in a straight-up fight. Cost for cost, definitely. Oh, coming in. Oh, those Banelings just barely finished. Those almost got canceled out. And I'm pretty sure Solar wants every one of these Banelings to live for this, again, counterattack that he is brewing up. So he's moving. Alright, backed into a bit of a corner here, but stutter stepping as well as he can. Here is ByuN getting his Medivacs out of there too. That's so good, but suddenly the Bane Train! Oh no! The Bane Train is real. Oh, Medivac's getting sniped. That's a full Medivac. There's a bunch of Marines back there too. Can they hold? Whoa! Okay, way too many Banelings, way too many Marines. That's your GG, man. It is 74 to 21 total supply in favor of Solar, and Solar wins game number 2 of our sneaky 2-fer. Ha 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 ha. I mean, sneaky 3-fer. Ha 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 ha. Man, my reveal was bad. Sorry about that. Yeah. Anyway, bottom line, we're going to be sneaky 3-fer here. So, yeah, nice counterattack from Solar. He held off that attack from ByuN pretty darn well. Wrapped up the tanks pretty early. Only lost the 12 drones, which is pretty bad, but there were Banelings and Mutalisks and resources lost here. 6,100 to 5,300, pretty darn good for the Zerg player, and 30 SCVs down and all that stuff. Widow Mines, I think, would have helped. But yeah, I told you, Solar is a menace sometimes. All right, so game number 3 of our sneaky 3-fer is coming up. Haven't done a sneaky 3-fer in a while. It feels good. Feels good to be back. So again, we will return after the 2 short games with a 3rd game for your Wednesday. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Game 3 is here on Juggernautha. Bottom left, ByuN. Top right, Solar. Quick plug for the Patreon. Just patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. It's just a place where you can support me for like as little as $1 a month, if you feel so inclined. Also, falconpaladin.store. That's where the merch is. All right, that's it. So, man, I don't know. Who's going to come out on top here in our best of 3 sneaky 3-fer for your Wednesday? So far, I mean, Solar's just doing the Serral thing. You go 16, 18, 17, and you call it good. You use Overlords to check for proxies. Other than that, you just roll the dice. If ByuN's trying to proxy you, so be it. ByuN has not done that today. He has in the past. I'm not sure why he hasn't done it in any of these 3 games, but whatevs. 16, 18, 17. 1 racks expand. And let's see if there's a Reaper here. Hey, and there is. Alright, so this Reaper's name is Assimilation Complete. This Reaper was neural parasited so hard that he was permanently infested even after the infester was killed. That's pretty hard. That is some pretty brutal infestation, man. Crikey. Alright, well, the 1 racks expand is happening as per usual. Got a Reaper this time, so 2 Reapers out of 3 games. Again, this is why Solar is making Lings instead of bypassing them. Statistically, so far, it's more likely that ByuN makes them than he doesn't. So Reaper cruising out here on Yoganatha, which is a really fun map. The speed zones, whee, so zippy. A lot of green, a lot of color, a lot of foliage. Like it a lot. Let the dance begin. Look at that micro. Bringing the wounded Lings back is so good. Or his... I'm trying to decide if the queen timings are late for Solar or what. The Reaper has a little bit more time than usual, I feel like, to get this done. It's kind of weird, honestly. Okay, be careful coming back in there, man. Come on, Assimilation Complete. I mean, technically he's infested, so he should not be attacking the Zerg right here, but hey. There's plot holes in every story you've ever heard. Although, I don't know. How about Lord of the Rings? Right? The thing about Lord of the Rings is it was created by J.R.R. Tolkien as a story to kind of to help the language that he made up happen. The Silmarillion is a huge backstory about everything that's happened in the history of his world. It is the most complete world build in the history of world builds, I think. Like, he was a madman and a genius. And are there any plot holes in Lord of the Rings? I mean, I guess the big one here that everybody says is, why didn't Gandalf just call the Eagles to fly the One Ring into Mount Doom and drop it there in like 45 minutes? And I think the answer to that one, Tolkien himself, I believe, said it, is because Sauron would see that, or Sauron, yeah, would see that coming, right? It needed to be something beneath his vision, something he would not care about, tiny little hobbits of no importance would have to be the ones that would do it, because that's something that Sauron would not recognize it's happening. And additionally, obviously, they distracted him with the attack at the front, at the Black Gate, with Aragorn. So it was all a big thing. I'm just telling you, I don't know that there are. I mean, it's not a super complex plot either, and I think that helps. I think a lot of plot holes come along because authors try to make their stories incredibly complex with a lot of twists and hidden stuff, and he's just kind of, for the most part, pretty straight up about things. There's definitely some twists and some things, but here comes our Hellbat Marine Reaper attack. Yeah, I say. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is this... Yeah, the timing on this is disgusting too. Sub 5 minutes is really hard for Zergs to hold. They'd really rather be droning right now, but I guess the queens can hold this. So this is why you have something like 5 or 6 queens at 5 minutes. It's because of stuff like this. It helps against everything. It helps against a battlecruiser showing up and trying to kill you. It helps against Hellion attacks and small marine attacks and Hellbat and stuff. And Banshees and Liberators. Like, queens are the end-all, be-all for defense for Zerg, especially against Terran. Oh, this is a nice unload, though. Oh, this is so good. Barbecue! Line them up. Line them up. 6 go down. Saves everybody. Medevac gets out of there with her life. And alright, that was okay. So resources lost, 300 at 593. What are you doing? Overlord, scouting in, seeing, okay. A lot of barracks, gonna be a ton of barracks play here, nothing to worry about. Gonna toss these up with the Overlord watching? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sure, why not? Extra barracks really telling what's going on here. There are no Banelings at all. You don't have to have Banelings to hold this, but man, it feels so much better when you do. Lings, maybe going to go for a wraparound. They're kind of waiting for the Hellbats to get out of there. The stutter step micro from ByuN is disgusting. But the medevac went down, and that makes it a lot harder to make this thing work with the Marines and the Hellbats with no healing at all. So, fair enough indeed. There is a Banshee, though, because of course there's a Banshee. There's been a Banshee in all 3 games today. ByuN loves these guys, it turns out. Ling a counter. You know what? You can smash this. How interesting. This wall is completely undefended. This Banshee's seriously getting stuff done? Okay, she's dead. And then 2 Marines show up and the Lings have to get out. But that was a very weirdly undefended front door from ByuN. But he's cutting corners, right? He's basically saying, I'm going to pump SCVs. I'm going to get a 3rd base up really fast. And if something shows up, so be it. But I'm going to try to keep Solar on the other side of the map so that doesn't happen. Works out. Really does. 4th base here from Solar at about 650. It's got a Spire. Okay, so we're back in the Mutalisk well. All right. We'll see if this works out again. Again, no Widow Mines here from ByuN. Very fast 3rd base. Army value is 53 to 41 in favor of Solar. Is he just going for that same big Mutaling Bane attack? He very well could. ByuN is in a much more defensive position right now, although he is moving out with a Marine tank group that, no. Not with 7 Mutas, 32 Lings, and 6 Banelings out on the field. You are not getting anything done with this attack at all. Not even the tiniest of bits, I promise you. Of course, now he's going to win the game with this, and I'll be like, wait, what? But, yeah, look at this. Look at this surprise attack here. Turder! So the Mutas are taking down some... Okay, but there's stuff happening back here, though. What is going on? Dudes, Solar, are you base racing a Terran? Life recommendation, don't base race a Terran. 4th base goes down, but Solar is able to kill ByuN's 3rd base. So it's a base for a base here. 10 SCVs have gone down. Enough Marines show up, but the Mutas have to get on out of there. So it's 1 base for 1 base. It's a trade. It's not a base race, it's just a base trade. Bunch more Lings and Banelings out here, though, and again, no Widow Mines to speak of. If you just jump on this with everything you have, every Ling and Baneling and Mutalisk on the field, I think you just wreck it. Although additional Marines are continuing to get pumped out very quickly, 10 at a time right now. Army supply is 85 to 77. Solar has an income advantage, and he has an army advantage right now. Ling Bane Muta is very cheap. And you can do a lot with it, but again, very susceptible to splash damage and susceptible to Marines. I'm really surprised there are no Thors at all. Like, trying to do this without Thors is difficult. I'm honestly shocked about this from ByuN. So Solar taking the top left-hand base. The 3rd base is back and rolling from ByuN. So as far as trades go, Solar lost his 3rd. ByuN temporarily had his paused, and that's it. So this is a bit of a tight, tenuous situation here from Solar. But again, I feel like he has an advantage here just in sheer numbers. There are no Widow Mines. There's no splash damage with this army at all, except for the Hellbats, which the Mutas don't care about, and the Banelings are going to do just fine against anyway. And again, Ling's in these numbers, and it's only a couple Hellbats. Careful, 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 careful. Good. Solar being very careful there. Infestation Pit coming in. 4th base is done. Immediately saturated from Solar, so he's okay. He's doing all right on that income thing. Resources lost 2,100 to 1,900. Very close. Very tight in this game 3 of the Sneaky 3-fer. And nobody really wants to engage. I don't think ByuN wants to push in here. And Solar doesn't want to jump on ByuN unless he's on creep, would be my guess. Having that speed advantage on the Lings and Banelings is extremely nice. Benefiting from the speed upgrade without doing anything is kind of interesting. Actually, does that show? Yeah, it shows that the, the creep tumors benefit from a speed upgrade, which is hilarious. Muta's just rolling in, getting a couple SCVs down, maybe a supply depot, just trying to be annoying. Oh no, oh no, 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 no! Okay, that could have been a lot worse. I think maybe 1 Mutalisk went down instead of, you know, all of them. That positioning by ByuN was sick. Sick positioning for sure. Is he going for this? He's at least gonna kill the, kill the Hellbat. Back out. Honestly, I think Solar's okay with this. He's maxed out. He's getting a bank. 2-2 is finishing up for the bio. Just floating around here is Solar. Where are his upgrades at? 1-1. He's working on 2-2 a little bit further out than ByuN's upgrades are. Resources lost. Again, fairly even. ByuN has lost less for sure. APM check, 450 on average for Solar, 375 for ByuN. He does play a little bit slower. Again, that's the wrist issue. This could be a dead base. If you want it, Solar, you can kill that. I'm not sure that he knows it exists. He's trying to set up a trap. What is that? God, Solar, the Mutalisks, though. Do not do that with the Mutalisks. It scares me. Oh, some Widow Mines are out now from ByuN. That might be enough to change the tide here. Baneling just busting in. Did we just supply block ByuN? No. Yes, technically yes. 7 SC. Okay. Oh my gosh. 22, 23 SCVs going down. And technically not a supply block here for ByuN, but he just took a huge economic hit. He's down to 41 SCVs. This base is toast if Solar knows it exists. And he does, but he's also worried about this posturing on the left side from ByuN. He's not quite sure how he can engage with it. There's not a lot here, man. I'm just saying. Ling run by attempt does nothing. Ooh, friendly fire Widow Mine shots. Catch a couple SCVs, I think. This group, no, not accomplishing a lot. Not with all the Lings and Banelings on the ground. The Mutas tried to jump. Oh, actually, they did jump on top of this and then pulled back. This is a chaotic game for sure. This game 3 is living up to the billing. Absolutely. Marines. Everyone dies. Everyone dies there. Without any Banelings, that is not happening. Top left base has been evacuated. Do we have enough Banelings to do this? Yeah, that forces a liftoff at the very least. Nothing has killed this Thor yet. He's got 4 kills. He's pretty brutal, but he is going to get surrounded and die. Muta's helping with it. Magic boxing just a little bit. And this attack gets cleaned up. On the left side, a bigger attack from ByuN. Top left base might actually go down here. And then we just have random Marines inside the main that are sort of getting cleaned up. These medevacs dying is huge. You're trying to win a game against a Zerg player. Keeping your medevacs alive is nice. Oh, and the Mutas spare it. Just kidding, it's dead. Okay, all right. This is chaotic, scrappy time right now. Is it enough? Muta's trying to go after the tanks without losing too many. 24 drones have gone down, and that's your good game, ByuN. Wow. ByuN comes out on top. Very nicely done. Just, you know, a few seconds before 3-3 comes in, and chitinous plating and ultras and everything else. Widow Mine's not really a big part of it. Just being everywhere. Attacking here. Dropping in the main, pushing on the left side. Solar had the one nice attack that did end up killing, you know, 37 SCVs, but 38 drones have gone down. The income here is not quite where Solar needs it to be. He's definitely lost the top left-hand base. Army value is 95 to 36. Yep, it's just too much. Resources lost 19,000 to 10,000. Remember when that was even? Do you remember when that number was even? That's what I thought. I remember when that was even, and now it is 19,000 to 10,000. It's basically, ByuN just made a ton of great trades over the last 5 minutes, over and over and over again. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful match. Nicely done. ByuN wins our best of 3 sneaky 3-fer like the absolute boss that he is in a very tight, very chaotic 13-minute game. Very fun stuff. Sometimes, you know, sometimes games that are shorter than 20 minutes are fine, right? They could be very fun, like this one was. I mean, what did we... 1 hatch went down. No bases for ByuN got killed. But 29 Mutas died. There were no Mutas left. The death of all the Mutas was kind of a huge deal for Solar, for sure. But... All right, good stuff. So that right there is gonna be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a sneaky 3-fer. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.